Hello and welcome to my very first YouTube video. My name is Magdalena and I am so excited you're here to watch. We will be making miniature Christmas decorations today for one of my already existing miniatures. But before we start, I have a confession to make. I'm actually this big. And this is the miniature library that we will start decorating today. Welcome to my studio. What really means Christmas to me is of course the Christmas tree and also the fir branches which bring that wonderful smell into your home. So of course we have to make them in small now. The scale I am using is 1 to 30. That means that a human is approximately the size of my thumb. At the start of most miniatures there's some calculation work to do. In this case the result was that one pine needle should be as long as the gap between my fingers. For making these miniature fir branches I thought of making tiny pipe cleaners. And I have prepared some threads in different colors. And I also got some old cable and you can see that it splits into very thin copper wires. So let's free those wires. And we are ready to go. Now I have made a whole bunch of these and I also realized what bothers me about them. The needles are going at the right angle from the branch, but actually they should be going forward. But luckily I figured out when I iron them they look much better. Now look at the before and after. You can see this still looks like a pipe cleaner, whereas this already looks Christmassy. In the next step we will turn these pieces into this kind of branches. I have prepared plenty and different sizes of these little branches and I have also made a drawing of how I want to build the Christmas tree. But before we start, we still have to prepare the trunk. And I have realized if I have a Christmas tree, I also need a stand, so I made 4 of these tiny pieces and let's stick them together. With the stand drying, we can now prepare our tree trunk. I have made a small template earlier that will help me where to place the branches. Now I am carefully poking small holes into the toothpick that will make my tree trunk. In the same way I have actually made a real life-sized Christmas tree before. I used an old broomstick, drilled holes into it, and took the prunings from the tree from our neighbors. It was a really nice Christmas tree. Now we can finally start to assemble the tree. I am really excited whether it will turn out the way I imagined. Can you see how it starts looking like a Christmas tree? I'm getting really excited now. This is how the Christmas tree looks like after I put on all the branches I had prepared, but I still think it can use some more. So back to making some branches. And this is what the Christmas tree looks like after adding in the additional branches. The little tree is finished now and we can start decorating. So when I decorate my real size Christmas tree, I always start with the lights. But this little fellow is so small that even the smallest lights I have would still be way too big. But for me, there is no Christmas tree without lights. So I decided to make a star on top that will be able to shine. So I took some golden papers and we will test whether the light will come through nicely. As you could see, the test results were really disappointing. So I'm using the white paper because for the gold paper there was almost no light coming through. My least favorite part of decorating the Christmas tree is always to hide the cables. So let's get it right out of the way. Now the star is on top of the tree and we can finally see how it glows. And I also made the decision to paint the star. Of course I tested it before and the light comes through nicely with the paint instead of the paper. Now it's time to decorate the tree and maybe you have already noticed I prepared some decorations. So I have baubles in 3 different sizes in red and gold and I also have some small stars. So let's try to hang the first tiny bauble. When you decorate your Christmas tree, do you also have it kind of as a rule that you break at least 1 bauble each year? I always use the glass baubles and I am clearly guilty. If you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me create more videos and you will have more miniature magic coming your way. As we are coming closer to the end of decorating the Christmas tree, there's one question which has become bigger in my head, and that is, where did those baubles come from? But there's no reason to be worried because the answer is obvious: tiny boxes. You will also quite frequently see me work with my cutting machine on this YouTube channel, and of course the first step is to make the cutting file. Then the cutting machine cuts the paper for me. And all that I have to do is to take off the paper of the cutting mat. Well, not really, I still have to assemble the boxes. So we have teeny tiny boxes for big baubles, and we have teeny tiny boxes for small baubles, and we also have empty boxes because we already decorated the Christmas tree. So our Christmas decorations are ready to be put in place. I thought of placing the Christmas tree about there. We have to move the ladder for this, but that's no problem since it is sliding. Now I have to sort out the cable which I want to place under the desk. Now our tiny scene shows how we have just finished decorating the Christmas tree. But do you remember that I told you earlier that every single time when I decorate the Christmas tree, I break at least one bauble? I think it also happens in the little world. So let's go for it. If we have a broken bauble, then of course we will need a broom and a shovel to clean the mess. So I have gathered my materials and let's start with breaking one. Now that looks more realistic. Just now we have to clean the mess. With the broom drying, I start making the shovel now. This is some cover of a bottle of wine. It is very thin metal and it is perfect for making my shovel. For making the handle, I am using a toothpick. In the meantime, the broom has dried and I have already cut open the bristles. When seeing the broom and the shovel next to each other, I realized that actually the one I made was a little bit too big, so I made another smaller one. Since the broom and the shovel were ready, I tried really hard to clean the mess, but I just couldn't make it. As we finished the whole scene of decorating the Christmas tree now, I want to take a minute to thank you for watching. Next video we will continue decorating the library. I think it really needs plenty of festive Christmas lights, but there'll be more surprises. Let me know in the comments what you would really like to see me make. I am planning to upload regular videos about every second week, so if you don't want to miss that, please like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me, a miniature world.